Mandovi is more than a river. It is the lifeline of Goa. Originating in the dense forest of Karnataka, Mandovi, also known as Madai, where it guggles down the western Ghats, runs 80 odd kilometers, skirting villages, towns and cities along the way before it meets the Arabian Sea in the vast expanse that is both memorable and soothing. Erupting in a milky froth where it hurtles down the steep mountain sides and better known as Dudhsagar Falls. It traces the route of civilizational progress of people and their creations. Interesting examples of which can be seen as in Khandepar, where right at the river edge are stone structures cut in laterite. This block mirror a cave-like existence of its unknown architect temple. Living quarters, meeting grounds, all can be seen there. Estimating to over 10th to 11th century old, these four seeming centuries have low platforms on the front and devoid, if any, carving on the outside. Just plain walls of laterite. Their top tapers in shikhara form. The inside have variety of storage niches and the ceiling carving would suggest to possible lotus carving, further pointing to probably Buddhist origin. There are other such traces where ancient people made their homes. The Kadamba temple, dedicated to Lord Shiva, has its origin in the 13th century. The temple has been sufficiently restored and worshippers regularly visit it. Located in the shrine surrounding platform, cut in river bank, just into the river and ripple lap at its feet, making for a wonderful sight. Simple by architectural standards found elsewhere, this temple consists of an entrance hall and the sanctum sanctorum, all built of laterite with basalt pillars. The Shivlinga faces the river almost like watching the tide of time flowing across. It is a blessed sight. And the Mandovi courses on enjoying wonderful views of plateaus, hills, mountain sides, paddy fields, where the carpet of green coupled by the silence of Mandovi makes a picture of serenity of life and the reason of existence. From Khandepa, the river emerges into open valley from Bombay to Pilgaon, takes a northwesterly course. This stretch of river acts like a divider to north, that is Bicholim, and to the south, Ponda Taluka. Travelling along the river in this stretch, industrial activity is visible as a much more organized sector. It is here that the river probably suffers its gravest violation with its water pumped to sustain mining. Along its bank, used to wash trucks, and lastly, the most widely mining waste is dumped along the flanges, polluting it massively. One can see its bank blooded by the ore. Apart from stackyards, There are about 25 loading jetties on the northern bank of river between Amona and Surla, where this mining flourishes. The ore stacked here drains into the river and raising its bank, thus contributing to flooding of low-lying areas, polluting a part. All these steg yards are located in the elbow room of the river. Mangrove plantation all along the northern bank works as a natural bandh and also absorbs the shock created by bow shock waves resulting from continuous barge traffic. The southern side is polluted and people tend farming. Sand extraction is common practice here. Sand extraction is carried out using traditional method of extraction of sand, which in turn helps desiltation of the river crab thrive. At Cherau, all the tributaries combine to form the river Mandovi. It's here that river looks more broader. There are dense mangrove swamps around Cherau and Diwar islands. These swamps are also the nesting and breeding grounds for other marine and aquatic birds. On both the sides of river, the surrounding areas are waterlogged, making it unsuitable for any activity. To the southern side from Old Goa to Ribandar, we can see that all the houses and churches face the river. This shows the importance of river Mandovi and proves that in olden times navigating through the river was the only way to visit these places. For over 100 years after the Portuguese arrived, this was the only way to reach the city from the coast. While going from Ribandar to Panjim, two bridges span Mandovi, linking Panjim to Malim. One out of these two is the reconstructed bridge after it collapsed on 5th July 1986, leaving RCC debris on the river bed. As we arrive in Panjim, once called as the Princess of Mandovi, was in the past lovely city of swave and seated type of architecture with marked Latin traits. Houses running in straight alignment, whitewashed walls, high windows and sloping roof. Here lean avenue, lined with trees and unhindered footpaths, lent grace. Though relatively small Panjim is nourished by water of quite flowing placid river and gripped with a distinct individuality and old world charm that was quite fascinating. When one speaks of Panjim city, it's difficult to deassociate it from river Mandovi. In fact, Mandovi is the lifeline of Panjim's economy. From here, we can see various types of water activities taking place, from joy boats for tourists to those rusty barges transporting ore. Navigation during monsoon is not possible since mouth of the river is closed due to sandbars. The southern bank of river where Panjim is located, there are landmarks like the Adil Shah Palace, Kampal Garden, Panjim Gymkhana and the Marriott's etc. While to the north there is Reis Magos Fort. The northern bank of river is rocky and is home for the Malim fishing jetty, the car of pollution. At last, we reached the Miramar beach, the end of our journey. Miramar beach, meant for the locals, without presence of a single shack, is lonely, a trademark of a Goan beach. Here, we can see the river engulfing each other. We can see the busy barges moving hurriedly, small fishermen wrestling with the waves, and all those fellow Goans enjoying the sea water. The government is planning to privatize this beach. It's unfortunate that with this such haphazard development that the government is carrying out, it's not difficult to predict the fate of the river Mandovi. Although the river and Panjim lived harmoniously for many years, people started encroaching into the river elbow zone, resulting in flooding of Panjim during the monsoon. We know how the race Magos beach being swallowed by the Mandovi water, and how youth hostel built on the large sand dunes is being engulfed by the river, needing huge RCC walls and blocks for its protection. I have no idea how things will plan out in future, or whether Mandovi will ever live out its future it was born with. But I cannot but feel a twinge of sadness for this great river, bottled by unrelenting winds of progress blowing towards uncertain future.